Oh, fuck. So, I feel incredibly incapable of, like, doing shit. No shock there, right? I mean, this is me. I don't do shit. At some point, when things first started feeling like hell, I was going out for walks, and I still kind of have been, but, and I felt like, look, fuck, I let me just get my life in order, whatever. It wasn't really when I was with my wife. It was too much comfort, too little dealing with crap, too much just living inside this house, doing so very little, playing my games, trying to rush them out, playing video games, doing my work, nothing, though, out of, just the pile of stuff that was coming. And, the sink came along and that was a problem. And now there's more because there's the fucking dryer, and I'm putting on weight and, just not doing much and not feeling particularly healthy because of the COVID after effects and all kind of shit like that. And I'm like, okay, well, I started doing some things that I wasn't doing. Maybe because of the pain and the just everything got fucking ruined, right? And there were vague hopes of, like, trying to get a grip on the shit that I can't get a grip on anyway. I've actually dealt with people now 3 times, where I've interacted with people for a fairly long period of time. Different people each time. Every time I feel so fucking fatigued afterwards. And different from how I feel when I go on my walks alone. Like, I feel tired when I go on my walks alone. Maybe I go to sleep or whatever. I often feel pain from the grief, which is usually greater and sometimes comes in smaller, periods of walking. But here, I'm just walking and talking with someone, or I gamed with someone as well. That was actually less painful. But in the end, I just feel so fucking fatigued. Like, this would often happen before, too, right? Like, if I went out and dealt with people, I would come home and I would feel very fatigued. But I would usually feel like there was some kind of, I don't know, something stronger, more positive about it all. And the reason is I would be out gaming, in a group. And honestly, the closest that came to that was when I gamed with someone. I feel fine when I'm with the people, I'm talking, I'm enjoying myself, all that shit. But I feel this tremendous sort of, and I would get this in a lot of places too. I mean, this is not uncommon for me, but sort of, oh, I could have stayed home and gotten this done. This probably meaning, like, playing a board game or something, I mean, not a matter of something I would enjoy more, not a matter of something that's actually useful. No, that's not where my duty lies. I have this incredible sense of duty that I can't lock into the things that I need to do to keep my life from deteriorating worse and worse as it goes. But the thing is, I see no promise, no hope in any of these directions, in terms of, like, something that's going to actually, if I make it four different times, but once I was drunk, and that doesn't count, because that was like going out dancing. I don't know, if I'm drinking, I'm not really me. And something else, something that people would like more, and something with more impulsive capabilities, which, could be dangerous. But yeah, I mean, soon after I get, back home, or even sometimes before, as I'm processing the day, I'm just like, why was this worth anything? Why was this better than sitting at home on my fucking fat ass and getting fatter? uh, am I any better off? And I have just gotten hit with this humongous fucking wave of fuck it all at this point. In the sense of, I don't fucking want to live. I mean, I just don't. I'm going to bed at night again like I once was when my first wife threw me out. Just wishing, just let this shit end now. I mean, just let it end. Nothing to. And, I feel that way when I get sick or whatever too, or, when tax season is here, look what's here. Yeah, to some extent, whenever there's any obligations and I have to face them at all, that's an issue. But this is so much stronger at this point. It's more like when my first wife threw me out, where it's just like, I can't see putting together, it's not like, it's the thing I posted. Well, life just got, a pretty fucking miserable life just got a lot worse, And that's just how it works, It wasn't a good life anyway. Why the fuck do I want it? And part of that fuck it all is, well, Jesus Christ, if I could just die, then if that's what's going to happen, who the hell cares whether I start dealing with my laundry? I got enough fucking clothes to last me a few months. I got enough food. I don't need to go shopping anymore. That was actually, this last time I went shopping, I had to kind of convince myself, well, if you die with a full fridge, that's not that terrible thing. But I gotta tell you, on my way home, I think it was, from the bar, where I walked past this cliff, which is awesome, I mean, I'm afraid of heights always because I'm afraid I'm gonna jump. Not in the sense of like, oh wow, I'm suicidal, I want to jump. It's this death wish, self-destructive type thing. When I walk over bridges, when I always think about throwing my glasses or my hat off them. Well, when I walk by cliffs, it's always I think about jumping. Just with sort of this, gee, how would that be? More than anything else. It's this weird destructiveness. When the stove is on, I always think about putting my hand on it, just to burn myself. I don't know why. Just something I think of. And when somebody's bending over getting something out of the stove, somebody I care about, I always think about pushing them in and cackling. There you go, my sweeties. Yeah, I mean, there's just these weird, like, these things that pass through my head. But in this particular case, I'm like, drunk enough that I'm in probably not quite the state that I was in when I found myself by the railroad tracks a couple of times, passed out. But, yeah, somewhere along that vector. And it's kind of funny because the exact thing that was the exact argument of why I might as well just go shopping, it's no big deal if I buy food and waste it, was but what about the food I pick? And I constantly am always thinking about going on another long fast and just not stopping this time. Because last time, after 2 weeks, I had to kind of convince myself to start again. And I had to convince myself to start smoking again, which was really weird. But yeah, I mean, I was just pure water last time. And the funny thing was that I looked at it and said, well, when I went shopping, I was thinking about not dying with food in the fridge. No big deal, who cares if there's some extra food rotting in the fridge when, they come in to remove my mess. But there's definitely yes, I can't fast and then have food rot and have to throw it out and everything. That is a different situation. To me, that one makes more sense. And then there's also, but the whole thing is like, I just, the act of doing the things that I need to do that will not make my life miserable is making me so fucking miserable. And so miserable I don't want to be. Like, it is that extra burden, that extra layer that always is there, that always makes me not want to be. Hey, look, it's tax season. And it's not like there's anything horrible about taxes. It takes me a couple hours. Well, it did. Now I have to figure out my wife's shit, which, I had her figure out before and get me all the information on. Now I have to try to piece that together, and I'm just like, I just want to say fuck it all to everything and do the things and just drown and ignore all this shit. And, I can do my work. I can do shopping. But I just don't see the way out of this, right? Because things are going to deteriorate. I know that. And I can't face that, but yeah. And so there you go. There's the state of fuck it all. And I don't know what's going to come from it, I do know what's going to come from it. I'm going to play 1849 today. Which is a lot better than I committed to do a review of a game. I got it, and I was struggling with the rules. Unfortunately, fortunately, they were in the wrong order, but I gotta say the first 10 pages were in the right order, and I didn't make it that far. And they're so butchered. I don't know how this is done. They're generated from a PDF by the printing company. It's done, GameCrafter or whatever. I don't know how they possibly could have made it so that there is a set of rules that you could not put together in the right order. You just couldn't do it. I had assumed there was some kind of proofs that are based on it. I don't think so. I think it's straight off PDF. So they maybe have some glitch in their software, but I am really glad to have that respite because I want to play 18XX. I don't want to do anything else. I want to do this. I want to play video games. And you know what? I'd like to get so fucking drunk I don't wake up.